This is Ford.
Hey, good afternoon to every one of you listening and watching us from all around the world. This is the Ford Show, and Ford means face your debt. And with us in the studio today, we have an enigma in the studio today. In fact, when I actually saw him, I was so excited, and he's an icon in the Nigerian movie industry. But let me not say so much about him. I'll give him some time to actually do the introduction by himself. His name is Mr. Sadiq. Mr. Sadiq, you're welcome to the Ford Show.
Thank you very much. Okay, good afternoon, or should I say good day to you, our beautiful audience, and even to you,
You're welcome.
my host.
Yeah.
My name is Sadiq Ibrahim Booth. You can find me on social media at the Sadiq Ibrahim Booth. I'm an entrepreneur, a business development manager, and an actor. So the journey is what we're here to discuss.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so and I believe for everyone that is tuned in, you're gonna have a great time because this is real life experiences we're talking about, real life lessons, the failures, the wins, everything. So we're just gonna discuss what it means to be in this world of ours, especially from this part of the world where we are shooting from. So I'm good.
Yeah, okay, guys, and I want to remind each and every one of you, this is what we do. We promise bringing you in-depth interviews. We promise bringing you in thrilling interviews, and that is what is our trademark. So, Mr. Sadiq, there is something I actually just discovered lately. You know, as an actor, let me just chip in this for a start. I've been thinking, is it that my mind is playing a fast one on me, or is this really correct? Is it possible for an African man, a father, a husband, to wake up in the morning, make breakfast, and serve his wife or his fiancée on bed? Or is this just in Nollywood movies? Seriously.
Okay. Yeah, this is a valid observation. In the quest to appeal to a wider audience and in the quest to be 21st century compliant,
Yeah.
there are certain things, ingredients that your movie needs to inculcate.
Wow.
And part of that is we trying to, be the sweet men that we are. Because actually Africans were sweet men.
Yeah, definitely.
Even though the world makes us out to be like very traditional culture people.
Yeah.
Yes, culture is one thing that we should never neglect.
Okay.
I'm an advocate for we pushing our culture out there.
Definitely.
But at the same time, for you as a movie maker or as a creative or as a producer, you want to appeal to all genre. You want to appeal to all, the Gen Z, the millennials. You just want to appeal to everyone. And in the process, you know that there are certain things you just need to put in your movie to make it good. It's not as if it doesn't exist. There are African men that do that. Yes.
Yeah. You actually made mention of something that struck my attention, the cultural aspect of we being African.
Yeah.
So that was actually where I drew my views from, because I see it somehow not possible for a man to wake up in the morning and make breakfast for his wife in bed.
No, it is possible. Maybe with our fathers, because growing up, we have fathers that once we hear the honk of their car, who are literally like everywhere running around trying to make sure everything is in order.
Okay. Yeah, we feel like the lion of the tribe of the house is around.
But bring it down. That's not like 100% obtainable anymore. Yeah, you see closure. Father and kids having better proximity than we and our fathers. So we're like the softer version, or you can call us the softer African version. Yeah, but we still do not want our culture to fade away. Yeah, and big ups to all the guys making sure our tradition is still intact and preserved. Yes.
Thank you very, very much. That was deep.
Yeah.
Now let's do a quick dive into you as an actor and your career.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to actually tell us what inspired you.
Okay, so I came to Abuja in 2010 actually, mid 2010. Started off as a facility supervisor in one of the recreational centers here in Abuja, a major recreational center. And after a while, I decided I needed something more challenging, and I moved into the banking industry, where I was a relationship manager for 2 years. And afterwards, I decided to maybe it's time to start off my own thing.
Yeah.
And for a couple of years, I was just consulting here and there, writes. I did an ebook, which is on a major platform for the purpose of this. I would not want to mention, but yeah, it's on a major platform. I do a lot of writing, and one day I decided, why don't I set up shop? Why don't I have a physical location?
Yeah, okay.
So I scouted, and just around where I used to stay back then in Sunnyvale, I saw a little community called Daco. So I went to Daco, and I started a game house. Just 2 console, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, 2 large screens, and it was doing well. It was thriving. But there's something about financial literacy that we tend to neglect. You don't just dive into business because you think, people will buy, as in daily income. Financial literacy is a major aspect, and it's something that you have to learn. Nobody was born with it.
That's true.
Nobody was born. As good as Mark Zuckerberg is, he needs the financial advisor. Yeah, he has consultants. As much as intelligent someone like Elon Musk is, he has those kind of people. So I didn't have that, and 6 months down the line, even though I was making on a bad day 3,000 naira per day. Back then. On a bad day 3,000 naira, and the business still folded up because of I wasn't able to manage my income. I was probably blowing up what I was making more. So so here I was back again to the streets, if we may put it, and I was there till 2018 when I got another job. So for those that don't know, coming up or growing in the industry, you need another source of income. Because the scripts don't come every day. The scripts don't come every day. And even though they come every day, most of the time is you trying to get notoriety. And in the process, most of those films, you do it because you want people to know you. You want people to see your art. It's not as if the remuneration at the end of the day is something big. So you need another source of income. So I have a 9 to 5 that I do. And yes, 1 feet in, 1 feet out. But eventually, for where I want to go as a person, I will have to jump in fully into the industry. And that's where I'm working at.
That's good. That's very, very good. Guys, listen, when you look at him, look at Mr. Sadiq right now, he's glowing, he's handsome, But let me tell you, there has been a journey, and you just heard him talked about that. Then our next question, have you ever been indebted? Have you ever had a debt issue before?
Yes.
And how were you able to tackle that now?
Okay, so one thing, I don't know, maybe is because of where I'm from, debt is heavy on me. It's heavy. It's something that I don't want to linger or to hover around my head. So as much as you needed the fund or you needed the cash to take care of maybe a personal business or something, as much as you needed that, you should also have a payment plan. Wow. So there was this thing, one of the major banks, commercial banks, they were doing, and they look at what comes into your account every month.
Yes.
And they give you a
certain amount, a percentage of...
they expect you to pay after 12 months. Max 12 months. So it's cool collecting the money because they don't need you to do any major documentation or anything. You just collect the money, and if not properly channeled, it might be a major debt that you will keep paying. longer than the 12 months that
they actually
they gave
stipulated
you. Yeah,
for payback.
so I've been in debt and I've paid because why? There was a strict payment plan. I told myself for every income I make, there's an X amount I'm supposed to pay the bank.
Good.
So I make sure I keep that aside in an account where I do not have
direct access to.
Yeah. I don't have an ATM. I don't have a checkbook. Yeah. So that goes there. So when it's a day to when the loan's supposed to mature, automatically, the money just goes. So there must be a payment plan. Debt is bad. A lot of people have sold valuables. They've sold their cars, their houses, their jewelry because of debt. So you being able to manage debt, and I think it's something we here in Africa we have easy. In the Western world, where they have access to credit cards and the rest, they live their life
easy for them to dive into debt.
Yeah, we Nigerians we're not really debt people. That's why you see we can go and buy a car of 5 million naira and we'll pay cash.
Pay cash, yeah.
In the West, in other countries, not obtainable. You see people buying a car, they're paying for the next 2-3 years. Yeah. Nigerians, we can buy a house of 100 million and
pay outright.
And it's outright payment. So when there is a debt, it's something that tells bad on our integrity, and we try to manage it as best as we can. And like I said, there should be a payment plan.
Well, thank you very much. Relating to what you just said, while I was leaving the house for the first time, my dad told me one thing.
Yeah.
So of everything I've told you as a father, please don't forget, avoid debt.
Yeah, that's a good.
But
advice.
on the street or in the street, they tell us debt is money. And also, I think Robert Kiyosaki wrote and said, business is done by other people's money. Here in Nigeria, we call it OPM.
OPM, yeah.
Now, I also checked his profile. If I could judge that right, Robert Kiyosaki is one of the most heavily indebted person here.
Word.
Yeah. But in one of his books I went through, he said, debt is money. And that's to say, for you to get a certain asset or an investment, he doesn't use his personal money. So he goes to the bank, gets a loan, makes the investment. Then from the investment, he's paying back his loan and he's still making profit in it.
Yeah.
But that's good. But when we come back home here in Nigeria or in Africa, our mentality, our mindset towards money, our money blueprint actually makes it a bit difficult for us to manage debt.
Yeah, but the huge guys, business guys like Aliko, Dangote, they get access to those loans, and because of their profile and how successful they are, the banks give them
money. Because they know.
Yeah, because I can tell. I think 15 years ago, over 17 years ago, one of the banks gave Aliko over 800 million. It's not as if he wasn't worth more than that. But of course, they need these funds to pad or probably
It's an investment he wants to.
The
go
wisdom
into.
in that is that you don't use the money for him. For instance, he won't use Dangote sugar to fund Dangote cement.
Yeah,
he won't do that. Every business should be able to
thrive on their own.
Yeah,
independently.
So how can I make this aspect of my business stand? So they get access to those loans, those funds, to take care of maybe a new venture. Yeah. Not as if they're using it to sustain what is already So on that aspect, loan is not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. And if you're a budding entrepreneur and you want to start a business and you're certain your business plan is 100% waterproof, even though there's nothing like 100% waterproof. But you're certain 80-70% that this business will do well. I will advise that you get funding from the bank. Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. So move deeper into this show, the fourth show today. Guys, I want to remind you that we have Mr. Sadiq in the house. It's been a wonderful time having him, and he's dishing us proper information about debt management. And I want to let you know from what I've gathered here today, debt is not a bad thing. But the first thing you need to know before you go into borrowing, please make sure you check whatever you're going to invest in perfectly well. It is wrong for you to get loan and invest into a pyramid or a Ponzi scheme. First, note that, because I've actually discovered that lately. I've seen a lot of people making such mistakes.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Especially with the younger ones, the younger generation.
Yeah.
Guys in their 20s, late 20s, 30s, and early 40s.
Yeah.
They just hear about this beautiful idea and
online.
they go with 2 feet in. They just dive in head first.
Yes.
Head first. And the experiences most of the time are not beautiful. And it's not good.
Yeah. So for our teaming viewers, listeners, and partners, I want you to give us your money principle.
Yeah. And
also an advice for the younger generation, for people who are listening to you. Because, see, for a fact, I have not seen any show here in Nigeria who talks about debt management. I have not seen it. This is first of its kind. And I tell you, we are on the way, on the path to rescue a lot of our brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Recently, I've seen the rate of suicide increasing. And if you dive deep into it, you discover that one of the major reasons is debt. Because most of these people are indebted in a way that they don't want to share the story with anybody because of their social profile. Yeah. But if we can keep up with this, definitely we are doing that. I'll tell you that we will be saving a lot of lives.
Yes.
So give us a money principle and a brief advice for the younger generation.
Okay, first of all, I will say don't spend more than you earn. That's it. There's an old saying that you cut your coat according to your size. As cliche as that may sound, there's a lot of meaning it holds.
Seriously.
A lot, especially when it has to do with your finances. So I'm someone that works and my annual income is probably 4 million.
Okay.
But I'm living in a house of 4.5 million, for instance. Of course, you need...
That's like a miracle.
Yeah, you need to have something to fall back to for you to be able to meet up after 12 months and the landlord is not kicking you out. So don't spend more than you earn, and having different source of income is very very important. Very important. And the wise man will say you never know it all. Even if you're
encyclopedia of knowledge,
or you have like 10 MBAs,
definitely
you still need to talk to other people. Yeah, so I might have what works for me, probably is not applicable to you.
Yes.
Yeah, I probably have a model, a business model that
definitely
I've developed
over
Sadiq.
time.
Yeah, what I can do is just to advise you, but you probably might not need to build your own model. A very good friend of mine is the CEO of Sapphire Sense.
Okay.
Yeah, he recently talked about his mistakes and everything, and in his book Scars, he mentioned something very key. Yeah, he made a mistake because of the business model. Yeah, he made a mistake of the business model. So the business model is very key.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very key.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Okay, one last question. Before we wrap it up.
Yeah.
You know, I saw one of your movies called Divert, and you played the role of a police officer, of a good cop. And I saw these beards were not there. So what happened? What's the transformation on that?
Okay, so the story, and that's actually like my debut movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I was somewhere in Otago, and I passed an office and I saw like a call for audition. And stuff. And I was like, maybe I've never done it. That's where I started. There's a phrase I always say, do something that scares you. I'm a very shy person. I'm a very, very shy person.
Well, now I see the reason for the glasses.
I'm telling you, very, very shy. So when I saw the call and I decided to come, I entered. They gave me a paper and I filled number 30 something. Because a lot of people were waiting. So I went in and I was supposed to be an arm robber. So the judge, or should I say the casting directors in front of said, okay, you're an arm robber. So I was trying to do the arm robber thing, trying to speak pidgin, but one of the guys on the on the table there just saw me. I'm like, this guy, you too butter.
Seriously,
arm robber. Yeah,
not fit you.
Yeah, it doesn't fit me. Like I should. and they had a spot for like the police chief, and they decided I should try that, and I did, and I nailed it
perfectly.
Yeah, and then it came to the part where the clothes were wearing real uniforms. You know, the police department is fully involved in this movie. We're using real cars, real stuff, real guns.
Wow.
So whoever is playing that role of police chief
have to represent the police department pretty well.
It took me 3 days to think about
to take that decision.
Yeah, because I've always, for as long as I can remember, I've always kept my beard. So maybe not this much, but I've always kept it. So, but because it was a major opportunity for me to star alongside, notable faces like Frederick Leona, Belinda Effa, some very notable people, and I said, man, it will grow back.
Definitely.
It will grow back. So I went in, I shaved, and that's how my story into Nollywood began. Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
I do not regret it.
No, definitely. I can see that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, guys, I thank you very much for being a part of this Ford program today, we want to hope we'll host you back in a bigger way.
Oh, please.
Definitely.
I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Wow.
The reception, the hospitality is good.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, guys, we've had a wonderful time with Mr. Sadiq, and I believe you all who are listening to us, you have learned and you have gotten a whole lot of hot stuffs from what he discussed today, from his wealth of knowledge and ideas. I believe ideas